Hello, Virgo. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. If there is anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And here we have a Princess of Swords. This is a very curious card. I think that you're somebody who is trying to investigate something. Like, I feel like you're probably a person that likes like true crime stuff, or like you like mysteries of some kind, you know? I feel like you're trying to get some answers somewhere in your life. And this is, in some ways, this is a card that doesn't want to be wrong. Yeah. I think that you don't typically treat yourself all that well when you are wrong about something. You know, like you take it personally. And this card is kind of encouraging you to, like, it's okay to not know the answers. Give yourself room to sort of fail, okay? It's okay just and almost to prepare yourself for getting the answer wrong. Prepare yourself for not being right about something. I know that's hard because you're usually right about things, you know. But this might be something that is beyond outside your wheelhouse. It's beyond your current sort of your current knowledge base. Okay, we need to put this card into a little bit of context. Let's see what you are investigating, or what the answer is that you're looking for, and perhaps why. Yeah. So, Dove and Serpent spread. Here we go. 7 of Pentacles. 3 of Cups. The Tower. Yes. Okay. 3 of Wands. And a 6 of Pentacles. Okay. I think you're looking for a reason why something happened. Okay. Here we have the Libra energy, the adjustment card. We have an 8 of Wands. You have a Knight of Wands. You have a 5 of Wands. So a lot of fire energy here, huh? I think that it is, it's easy to, see the tower back there and to want to know why it happened, right? It makes sense. That it seems like it is, it's a good question, you know. But the 7 of Pentacles here may be no answer at all, okay? It might be Spirit's way of saying, you know, oh, why did the tower happen? Well, because. You know, it's that old thing, right, that your parents used to say to you, and you'd ask why. They say, because I said so. And so it's kind of, you know, this tower back here is a pivotal moment in your life. There's something major happened, something that rocked your world. I don't know if this was, I think in the short term it feels like it was a devastation. It feels like it was something that happened to you, and was a loss of some kind, it was an unwanted tower event. But perhaps looking forward is really the name of the game here, rather than the Princess of Swords trying to understand why something happened. Perhaps Spirit's telling you, look forward and see how you can find the silver lining in this. Something really amazing is here in this 6 of Pentacles. This is a card of success. You may feel like a failure now, or you may feel as if something important in your life has failed. I think you're going to be very pleasantly surprised very soon. But as the Princess is showing, you're still fighting against this, perhaps trying to understand this, or to plead with the universe, or to reason with the universe, debate with the universe, argue, to say, no, please take this back. And I think Spirit's saying, we can't undo the tower event. But if you were to just turn around, you would see the beautiful light that's right here next to you, right behind you, practically almost touching, is this wonderful success. And it's very difficult to count your blessings or see the silver lining when you're still reeling and you're still smarting from this tower event. Okay? Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it down over here with Dwight K. Schrute right on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and give us the confirmation we need. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card might be, put your prediction in the comments down below the video. Now, as we look around the room, two majors, the Tower and your ability to get balanced and get centered again. Okay, this the adjustment card here is not a friendly card right now because it's kind of like it's some harsh words, because it's basically saying that, yeah, this wasn't fair, but you know what? You know what I'm going to say, right? Life isn't fair. And so Spirit doesn't want you to feel overly guilty or responsible or upset about that Tower event. Now, of course, no one's telling you how to grieve, no one's telling you how to feel, but Spirit wants you to regain your composure quickly because something very, very good is happening for you. The Six of Pentacles is a blessing. Okay, so this is that card of like finding our balance again, finding our equilibrium, our equanimity. Okay, because it feels like that Tower is still very much a present thing for you, even though it's in the past. I see that the Princess is still asking questions or still pleading with that Tower to go away or to not have happened, But this is, kind of, you're fixing your hair, you're straightening your shirt, and you're thinking, okay, ready. Because what comes off of this card is fire. Okay, fire. So I feel like this is now processing this last thing, and really, I think with the Princess of Swords as that card, that's not a Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords would be like you're understanding why it happened. Okay, good. You're finding that closure. But these two cards together are saying you're asking the questions, but there's no answer forthcoming. So, like I said about the Princess of Swords, you have to give yourself room to not have the answer or to get it wrong. Okay, to get it wrong. It's possible that there was a mistake that you made with the Seven of Pentacles. You're trying to realize what you could have done differently, perhaps, maybe, something like that. You're questioning your own virtue a little bit here with the Three of Wands, but we have our majors. We have fire, 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 a little bit of water, a little bit of air, a little bit of earth. It's really all about this fire. I think this was a situation that really pissed you off. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles is a card of failure, and I think that this is, in a way, you trying to investigate what was the cause of this failure, what was the cause of this breakdown, why didn't this thing work, what was it that you were trying to do, and what was the mechanism of its failure. It's kind of like anytime there's a Tower moment, right? We start looking for the cause. Okay, anytime your car breaks down, the mechanic's gonna investigate, gonna look at it, look for the failure. What was it? Was it a worn out belt? Was it a worn tire? Was it a crack in your radiator? Was it was there an electrical problem, right? What was the culprit there, right? Because it kind of feels like you have to identify what the mechanism of failure was so that you can fix it, or that you can fix it for next time. Okay, and so that might be the proper way of looking at these two cards, is being willing to look at the situation and be very honest with yourself about why it didn't work. Not to pass blame on anybody, but because you have a loving desire in your heart and you have a virtuous soul that wants to make it work. If it's not with this same thing in the same place, maybe this is a relationship. Maybe this is a creative project. Maybe this was your YouTube channel or your book that you wrote, or I don't know. Maybe this was your job, your business, or some aspect of that. Maybe it's something mechanical. I mean, it could be the car. To be able to just very almost professionally, it's kind of like you got to be the investigator. You got to be the mechanic. Because what does a mechanic do? First of all, they investigate. You know, they look for clues. Oh, okay, you got a rattle over here. You got some fluid dripping down over here, you know, and your AC is not blowing cold. Okay, those are some clues. This is somebody looking for clues. And to look for clues, you have to be unbiased, because otherwise you're just going to see what you want to see, which is it's somebody else's fault. They did it. Okay? Or you're going to see, you know, you're going to see other things. Okay? So I think the Libra energy is very important here, because this is that kind of almost stoic, unbiased, you know, almost a clinical detachment from the situation so that you can really see it for what it is, and you can find the hidden blessings or the silver lining, and so that you can move forward from this and really create something wonderful. This is an amazing success that's coming into your life. Okay? Take this situation away. You take these cards away, because this already happened, right? That already happened. That tower's in the past. That's already happened. Take those away, and what do you have? Abundance, virtue, success, creativity, a really fast-moving thing, right? And some strife. You know, there is some. I think at least with this, if this were to remain in place, this would definitely be the destiny. This is the 10th card, right? The destiny card. But if we take this away, I think what we see is this will fade away. That turmoil, that inner wrestling, I think, that frustration. Okay? And what we'll have is flow. 3 and a 3 equaling a 6. The love in your heart and the virtue in your character is creating a success. Your internal spiritual abundance, your gratitude, your love, your forgiveness, your acceptance. Okay? In combination with your virtue, doing the right thing even when it's difficult, your willingness to see what's really there and do what needs to be done, even if it's sort of a blow to the ego, right? Being humble, being virtuous, using your spiritual compass. 3 and the 3 gives you the 6 of Pentacles. In the material world, a successful partnership, relationship, business. The machine, whatever machine is not functioning now or stopped working, you're fixing it. So this is the car broke down. This is you investigating why that is and being very honest, very sober-headed, level-headed, clear, professional, right? With that Libra energy, being very professional and restoring harmony. Whether it means you got to get a new car or fix this car, whatever. The point is, you're going to have a very functioning, harmonious, beautiful car because of your virtue and your inner beauty, your gratitude, your love, and your abundance. Okay? So this is really good. But of course, the 5 of Wands, you know, we don't want to be wrestling too much with this. We don't want to be fighting it in the wrong way, fighting against the tower. Because the tower, you know, you can't fight this. It has already taken place. You can't undo it. And I think that's kind of what the 5 of Wands wants to do is we're frustrated with this tower. And so we're kind of going through those stages of grief, right? We're mourning this car that doesn't work anymore. We're getting angry at it. You know, we're pleading with it. We're going through all those kinds of energies. And in a way, you have to do that. You have to go through those stages. Okay. And then you have to turn yourself around, fix your hair, fix your tie, and move forward. Because something really, really amazing is happening, but only if you're ready for it. And to get ready for it, yeah, you've got to perhaps satisfy your curiosity or your need for answers here, even if those answers aren't what you want to hear. Even if there really aren't as many answers as you were hoping for. It's not the answers you were looking for. The Three of Cups underneath the surface, this is the love you have in your heart. This is the potential for love. And just because you went through a tower event doesn't mean that this is gone. This is still there, because this is a deeply connected, loving, healthy relationship in potential. And you still have that in you. Okay? If that tower event was a breakup or something like that, it doesn't mean that you have any less of a capacity to love. It means that, if anything, you're more acutely aware of the love you want. Okay? So this is a card of like that internal emotional abundance that you feel. You've got a lot of love to give to the world. Okay? Whether we're talking a romance here, or if this is a business, or if this is literally the car, it doesn't matter. Right? And really, really, truly, it doesn't matter what this is. What matters is how and why you're dealing with it, and how you're getting ready for and approaching what is next for you. This is kind of like, you know who you are, you know what kind of love you want, you know what you have to offer another person or a business or a car, I guess. It's that gratitude and that appreciation that you can express to others. You know, it's if it's a pet, if it's a plant, if it's a person, if it's a car, whatever. This is the love that you have to offer that thing or that situation, that relationship. Okay. And the Three of Wands is the virtue. It's your ability to do the very difficult things in order to awaken this Three of Cups, to realize. Because see, the threes by themselves are just potential. This is the potential for love. This is the potential for manifestation. Okay? This is you understanding the process of creation on the spiritual plane. This is you understanding the process of creation on the emotional plane. This is you being in harmony with the process of change on the material plane. So the spiritual plane, emotional plane, manifesting in the physical world. This is the success that you're looking for. This wasn't it. This didn't work. This was a failure. Okay? Whatever the cause, whatever the mechanism of failure, doesn't change the fact that it didn't work. And now if you spend the rest of your life trying to understand that and investigating that and researching that and asking the questions, fine, if that's what you want. If that's what you're going to devote your heart to. Okay? Or if you can come to a point where you say, okay, I've done that enough. You've investigated it enough. It's time for you to move on and start to manifest the real love and beauty and harmony that you're after. This is what you wish this thing was, but it's not, and that's okay. It doesn't mean that you're not going to get that. See, this is the card of a wish. Both of the threes are always the wish cards, right? Because the threes are unmanifested. The threes are potential energy. The six is not just kinetic energy, it's connected energy. You know, it's harmony and beauty and success after, usually success after a struggle. And that's what we see in the flow of the horizontal axis of the path of the dove. We see that struggle, and then the struggle to understand, and then we see the success that comes after. Now, Path of the Serpent, we're going to talk about these cards. If you haven't subscribed, please do. This is your general energy, very professional. Very matter of fact. I'm just, it's kind of like you're in control of your emotions and you're in control of your behaviors. You're choosing your words very carefully. You're writing the reports. You're doing this is the investigator, This is the justice card, and justice has to be sort of unbiased and a little bit stoic, not moved by the emotions, weighing the evidence, accurately. And so this is a very professional card. Maybe it's a legal matter that you're involved in, could be. Could be something. Could be something to do, maybe not with like criminal court, but it could be family law. It could be some kind of business, professional business contracts or something like that that you're dealing with. But this is your ability to go in very professional and be very polite, respectful, commanding, and powerful and strong and confident, but professional. You know, smart as a whip, and strategic, and an ability to be objective, to use your higher wisdom and discernment to make your choices, your choice of actions, your choice of words even, okay? And this, again, is your general energy. So this is kind of this is the professionalism of the investigator, right? That kind of energy, that vibe, yeah. And I think that this is kind of the sober reflection. This is the very professional attitude, yeah. And I think from this point then, which in a way kind of feels like you're regaining your composure, that you've done all of this kind of work, and then this is like, you know, you've recognized the truth. This may not have been fair. Maybe you kind of lost a court case that you really felt, you know, deeply that you rightfully should have won. That's okay. You cannot undo that. Maybe you can appeal or something like this, and that's fine. But this is kind of like your acceptance that things are what they are and things are not always fair. Okay? Fret not, Virgo, because success is coming to you. This is very, very good energy. Okay? The Eight of Wands in the environment, this is, well, it could be anxiety, but this I think is the sort of realization that it is time for you to move forward. Okay? This is kind of like that feeling that you get when you're at a certain place, and it's like you suddenly get that, your heart starts pumping faster, you start to kind of get a little bit anxious, and you think, it's time for me to leave here and go home now. You know, you have that almost a body feeling that's saying it's time to move. Okay? And I think it really is time for you to move now. I think that in a way, you've been sifting through the rubble of the tower. And that's what's going on here, sifting through the rubble and saying, okay, there, you know, you've found whatever you could find here. This is that sense of urgency, that Spirit's kind of saying, let's move forward now. Let's go in a few different directions. Let's experiment. Let's start acting in a positive direction. Maybe this means go out and meet new people, or get involved in some other creative ventures, and just like put a bunch of irons in the fire and see what's really going to stick out and what really is going to become something. You know, it's maybe you start a dozen YouTube channels, you know, and then over time, over a few weeks, you start to see which ones really have promise, and then you sort of focus on those more specifically. But you're doing something, you're moving forward here. There's a sense of urgency here. There's a sense of urgency with our Knight of Wands as well. The Knight of Wands is ready to leap into the future. It's a very impulsive energy. The horse and the rider are leaping into the future. That's what the Knights do. The Knights are always about beginning new things. This card's in the position of your fear, worry, and concern. Because I think that there's part of you that is worried that you're moving on too quickly, or worried that you're going to leap naively into something very similar to this, and that you're kind of like, this is you escaping the tower moment and avoiding dealing with the aftermath. Okay? And I think that's kind of, that's a legitimate concern. That's a legitimate fear. You don't want to rush through this process of, as it kind of feels with the earth energy, it feels like we're sifting through the rubble here. You don't want to rush that process. So this is that feeling that something inside of you is urging you to move quickly, and then there's that other part of you that's saying, I shouldn't move quickly. I shouldn't rush through this. I shouldn't hurry things along. I don't need to do that. I do feel that you have to trust that voice inside of you. If it's telling you to move forward, it may be time to trust this. See, this isn't a Princess of Wands. Princess of Wands would be just kind of like, ooh, this is uncomfortable. Let's get out of here. Let's go do something more exciting. But the Knight of Wands is a more mature version of that. You know, this is a card that's saying, yeah, it is time to move on, and move on quickly and not hesitate. Because it may be that there are opportunities right there in front. Like I said with the Princess of Swords, you got your back turned, but this beautiful light is right next to you, you know. And so it may be that Spirit's trying to tell you, hey, stop digging in the dirt here and turn around and claim this, because this is going to be really wonderful. Okay. The Five of Wands here is, it's usually an internal turmoil, internal friction. We're usually fighting or wrestling with ourselves. And I think it's really you're kind of, you're fighting between like your sense of urgency and that anxiety, that internal pressure that's telling you to hurry up and go. And then there's that other part of you that's saying, no, there's more to find in the rubble here. There's more to sift through. There's more that needs to be, you know, maybe you're sifting through memories or like paperwork or I don't know, you know, facts. You're investigating still, asking questions and all of that stuff. Maybe trying to find closure or trying to find some sort of mechanism for the failure or some sort of explanation. And so it feels like there are two sides of you that are sort of at odds with each other. Spirit wants you to move on, stop fighting against that tower, and reach that point of acceptance so that you can claim the wonderful Six of Pentacles that's just here. Okay. Let's look at the mystery card. I would like to see some good water energy. I want to see one of I think the Three of Cups needs to unfold into a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 of Cups. Any of the cups would be fine. Okay. So that's what I'm sort of predicting. If you have, you know, a guess or a prediction or a hunch, put it in the comments below the video. Let's see. The Strength card. The Lust or Strength card. And this may be the courage that you need because again, this is kind of a card that represents an internal struggle too, right? That you have this beast inside of you that wants to rush forward, that wants to leap over the hedges and go after the future. And then you have that human figure that's trying to hold that beast back and say, whoa, no you don't. Right? Trying to tame the beast. And so maybe this is that card of like the right amount of self-control, but it's like trusting yourself to move forward, but know that you're not rushing and you're not being impulsive, but also not trying to turn the lion into a little kitty cat. Not trying to completely silence that sense of urgency that you feel inside of you. It's like you're ready to go and love again, but there's still that part of you that says, no, I need to stay here and sift through the rubble. Okay? And so this might be the courage that you need to move forward and really claim the good stuff in life, not feeling any kind of guilt about that. Okay? Not trying to silence or domesticate your beast, your energy, your love, your heart. Okay? So I think that's part of what this is too. Both of these are Leo cards. The Lust card, Strength card, Leo. This is Saturn in Leo. This is a restriction. This is putting too tight of a leash on your desire for the future, your desire to go forward and get the good stuff and claim this amazing blessing of the Six of Pentacles. Okay? So the Saturn aspect of this is you're kind of pulling back on the reins too much and staying here. And in other words, you've got to give yourself a little bit of freedom to move forward. Okay? And I think this card is that kind of courage and that kind of self-control. Self-control does not mean repression. It does not mean domesticating your desires or holding yourself back. It means channeling this energy into the right direction. Okay, and doing so with confidence that it's the right move. Okay, going forward into this new thing is the virtuous move for you. Yeah. Now, we're going to do an extended reading as well. If you want to stick around, we'll do an I Ching hexagram. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link in the corner up here. There's a link down below in the video description. New readings for Virgo Mondays and Thursdays. Be sure to watch both readings. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we are all in this together.